masayang pagbati na may ngiti sa aking mga labi. Naghahanap ba kayo ng makakatuwang sa pagre-review ng inyong anak? Meron yan sa DepEd. Ang ETUlay online tutorial ay libre at handog ng ating kagawaran sa pangunguna ng OUA ICTS EdTech. Ito ay isang proyektong makatutulong sa mga mag-aaral, katuwang ang mga magulang o kasama sa kani-kanilang tahanan para masagutan at maunawaan ang mga modules. Hangad din ng programang ETUlay ang matulungan ang ating mga guro sa kanilang mga blended learning classes. Ang ating ETUlay ay mula kinder hanggang senior high school. Bukod sa academics, meron din tayong mga special programs gaya ng All is Wellness, Reading and Math Remediation, Storytelling, Mommy Tech Talks, Classes sa Gramatika, Speech Class, Financial Literacy, at marami pang iba. Pinalawig din ng ETUlay ang ating Alive program para sa mga mag-aaral mula grade 1 hanggang grade 3. Gayun din ay mayroon tayong ALS program at SPED tutorials na makasisigurong makakamit ng lahat ang inclusive education. May SPED hotline na rin para sa inyong mga katanungan patungkol sa special education. Kaya, subaybayan mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, mula 9:00 ng umaga hanggang 7:00 ng gabi ang ating ETUlay. Sa ating pagtutulungan, maiaangat natin ang bawat isa. Ating itutulay ang pagkatuto upang di mapigil ang pag-aaral ng kabataang Pilipino. Itulay natin ito, sulong edukalidad.
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Good afternoon, everyone. It's Tuesday, it's Blue Day, so it's Choose English Day. Once again, good afternoon and welcome to DepEd ETUlay online tutorial, #ETUlay Level Up, and #ETUlay Ang Saya. Now, this is your session for the reading and writing skills subject, and I am Tutor Zen from SDO Agusan do Sur, and I am with Tutor Jess from Tagum City. Hello, Tutor Jess. Okay, so maybe Sir Jess is working on with his connection. Hi, Sir Jess. Can you hear me
Hello.
okay?
Hello, Tutor Zen. Hello, learners, and hello, everyone who are watching right now. So thank you so much for having me this time. So this is another week of fun and learning for senior high school reading and writing skills. I'm Tutor Jess in the Tagum City Division with Tutor Zen. Hello, Tutor Zen.
Yes, Sir Jess, and with regards to your statement earlier, Sir Jess, I couldn't agree more with our learners having fun at the same time learning in our session for this afternoon. And let me also use this opportunity to greet all the people who are watching the session right now from Mindanao, Luzon, and Visayas. And hello also Enrico Dalupan. Okay, from Jiangni Jiangsu 21. All right. So I think these are your classmates, Enrico. Hello sa inyong lahat. Good afternoon. And good afternoon, Jerlyn Ramos from of grade 12 Sapphire, Imelda R. Marcos High School. So hello to the teacher Melissa Joy Mariano Raimundo Ichage. Hello sa inyong lahat. And once again, we are in the reading and writing skills subject. Now, for our learners, for your guide, in our sessions that we have and we will be conducting for this subject, we have here the episode guide from weeks 1 to 8. And as of this moment, we are in the second week already for the quarter 2. And that's for the critical reading as reasoning. Shout out nga pala sa lahat ng mga taga Agusan del Sur and Agusan del Norte, Bayugan City, and most especially the STO Agusan del Sur. Maayong hapon sa inyong tanan, and I hope that our teachers, and not only the teachers but also the senior high school students are watching with us right now. All right, there you go. And most importantly, also, we would like to acknowledge our sources for this session, our guide for the content of this tutorial. We have from Region 7, Negros Oriental, and Region 4A, Calabarzon. Once again, suki na kami ng mga SDO na to for other reference. Thank you so much, Region 7 and Region 9A. And here we go. We have in here our objectives for the session. Like, ano nga ba ang target goals natin to achieve after the session? So we have here at the end of the session, the learners are expected to, number 1, describe critical reading and reasoning. Number 2, explain the relevance of critical reading to sound reasoning. Number 3, determine author's claim and evidences in a text. And the last one is we try to formulate a counter claim. Hello, Juara Crodowa, watching from Anislagan National High School. And congratulations also, Juara Crodowa.
Yes.
Yes, sir, just kasi si Juara Crodowa, she was proclaimed as second placer for the 29th Children's Month celebration for the spoken poetry contest in the municipality of San Luis. So,
Yes, maganda yun, di ba? Nakita ko yun.
yes,
Nag-like and
sir.
share din ako yun.
Thank you so much, Sir Jess, for the support. So it's also the content that we would like to express to our viewers. And congratulations then again for Inislagan National High School because we were proclaimed as first placer doon sa TikTok entry naman para sa the same celebration. So it's like winning two competitions in a row. Hello, Enrico Dalupan, yes, and Christy. Good afternoon, tutors. I'm Crystal May Mata, 12 Gas Sapphire from Imelda Marcos High School. Hello, Crystal. Okay, now here we go. In our previous session, our dear participants, we have posted this challenge sa ating mga kaitulay. And what is this challenge all about? This is called the Singing Bee. Now, the task in here is for our learners to post or submit a video recording of you singing the song which applies learning of hypertext and intertextuality. All right. And Enrico, we were really expecting your video for this. I'm just kidding. So, we have the lyrics in the box, and the good news is we have the individuals who accepted the challenge to be the singing bee for the week. And we have in here Karel Prahes from Bayugan City, Agusan del Sur. All together, learners, let's try to watch the presentation of Karel. Again, we were not looking for the best singers. We were just looking for individuals who can participate and who have the courage to present their skills to everybody else. Now let's watch this together.
Someday you're gonna realize where we must learn the stakes development. I know you're gonna need it, so try to use the hypertext as well as the intertext.
Yay! So there you go. That's for Karil Prahe's entry for the challenge.
Nice, nice.
Nice, nice, Serges, right? She has a cold voice for that. And we have another challenger, Serges. She's this teacher Jane is from Surigao City, Surigao del Norte, and we will also try to listen to her audio recording for this. Let's go.
Someday you're gonna realize why we must learn this text development. I know you're gonna need it, so try to use the hypertext as well as the intertext.
Mm-hmm. My hampa, Serges, ha?
Someday,
All right, my hampa at the end of the
someday,
presentation. All right, so Jess, what
some
would you like to say about the presentations that were submitted by our participants in the last meeting?
Okay, it's so nice, and they have their different styles like singing it, and I
Mm.
do believe that they have their guts and they have their skills, especially their talents in singing, and they applied all together about concepts, about the ideas of our lesson last time, no, about hypertext and intertextuality.
Mhm.
Congratulations, participants and viewers, and to all our learners, especially our teachers, no? Hindi lang learners, pati teachers din, nandiyan sa atin, and parents also.
Yes, Sir Jess, and I agree with you. They have different ways to present or to showcase their talent in singing while using the lyrics on understanding hypertext and intertext. Hello, Edward Digolio Ladit. It's nice to meet you once again from Alibadabad National High School. Baby Grace Podador of Anislaga National High School. Good afternoon, Rachelin C. Salvador, grade 12 Sapphire from Imelda Marcos High School. And hello also, Renz Giver Calianta. It's good to see you again. Jimmy Boy Ramos, and there is a lot more. I will read your names later on. So the important point of the presentations we had earlier is for us to appreciate hypertext and the intertext, like what do these terms mean. And as a recap for the topic, we have in here the meaning of the two concepts. Hypertext, it means a text which shows a nonlinear information, like it deviates to traditional presentation of information that contains text alone and in a linear manner. In hypertext, we have the hyperlinks that could navigate us to other sources of information. And when we talk about intertext, it simply means connection between texts. Intertext is anchored with the idea that most of the ideas that we can think of today are inspired of the works that had been existing in the past years. For example, dun sa Love Story by Taylor Swift, which is inspired by the novel of William Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. All right, that's for the hypertext and intertext. So much for that. Hello, Renz Giver Calianta, Sheila Maranta, grade 12 Sapphire of Imelda R. Marcos High School, Mamiliza Joy Mariano Raimundo Ichage. Hello, good afternoon, and thank you for encouraging your learners to watch our session so that they could learn in this subject. And hello, Joyce Marayag. Same Imelda Marcos High School. Hello sa inyong lahat. Eto na, our dear learners, we have in here our first activity for this session. And I know that we are all familiar with this. It's called Put a Finger Down. Sir Jess, are you familiar with this game? Mhm. Kasi sa Sir Jess, our dear ETUlay, nasa ano siya, nasa convention. So, he is multitasking at the moment. So, we understand Sir Jess, and we hope that you can join us later on pag hindi na sobrang busy dyan. All right. So, to our learners, here are the instructions. The following are characteristics of a critical reader according to this one, 1997. Okay. Put a finger down in the item which you believe you have. All right. I'm going to be reading statements. And all you have to do is to evaluate yourself whether you can be described as such or whether you possess that quality. Okay, let's start with number one. Prepare natin yung mga fingers natin. And of course, our learners, by the way, once you were able to put 9 to 10 fingers down, you will get 5 stars. Once you get 7 to 8 fingers down, you tend to get 4 stars. Once you put a finger down, 5 to 6, that's 3 stars. 3 to 4, that's 2 stars, and 1 to 2, that's 1 star. We will be collecting stars in this session so that you can get the rewards. Let's start. Number one, put a finger down if you spend time reflecting on the reading material. Do you take your time na mag-reflect sa yung binabasa? If yes, then you put a finger down. Okay. Next, evaluate and solve problems rather than simply compiling certain facts. Do you read just because you collect information, or you simply collect information, or you try also to join with the text by trying to solve also the problems that you have read? If it is yes, then you put a finger down. Next, do you think logically? All right. Do you think when it comes to do you think logically, it means do you try to organize your thoughts? Do you try to reconnect your thoughts to the on how relevant it is to the text that you are reading? Number 4. Uh-huh. Yes, we have Ren's giver. Talagang kinoment niya, no? Okay, we put a finger down for number 1. Number 3, you seek out the truth. Do you settle for the information that you read, or you really try to find out whether it is true or not? That's number 4. Mhm. Number 5, you are eager to express your thoughts. Like you are excited to tell what ideas you have formulated in your mind from the text that you have read. If so, put a finger down. Number 6, you look at alternative views about a topic. Like you try to look for new information, you try to look for another sources that could give you an alternative view, an alternative opinion to the topic that you are reading. If it is a yes, then put a finger down. Number 7, are you open to new ideas? Like do you accept new ideas, or something like ideas which you haven't really encountered back then, like it's all new for you? Are you open with that one? Parang ano the question, no? It could be an answer to the question, open-minded ka ba? Number 8, base their judgments on evidences. Do you look for evidences? Do you look for factual information, statistics, or anything, any information that could support the claim of the writer in the text you are reading? If so, put a finger down. Another, number 9, you recognize errors and good arguments. It's like when you read, you can identify the mistakes, you can identify the arguments or the assertions of the writer. If so, put a finger down. And the last one, willing to take on critical stance on issues. Like you are capable, or you are interested to also emphasize your standpoint, your view about the issue that you are reading. Put a finger down. And to our learners, to our viewers, if you were able to take 10 fingers down, then congratulations, because you are classified as a critical reader. Try now to comment, or try to write now in the comment section on how many fingers have you put down. Hello, by the way, to Mark Guzman and Sheen Tating, again from Anislagan National High School. And I hope that you
Hello.
learn a lot in this session. Hello, Sir Jess, you're back.
Okay. The activity is so interesting, and
Mm-hmm.
they are now following what you are instructing them to present. Thank you.
Yes, and actually, Sir Jess, now they can comment their picture or their picture having the 10 fingers down or how many fingers down they have at the moment. So you can try to comment that one in the comment section. We have from Rinsky Verkalyanta 8. Wow, so you got 4 stars, Rens. Congratulations, nakakolek ka na ng 4 stars. What about the others? Ladit Edward Digolio, Grade 12, Sapphire, Alibadabad National High School. Hello sa lahat ng mga students from Alibadabad National High School. Yan. So that's the first activity. Okay. So were you able to collect the 5 stars? I think, or let's recognize Renz for having 4 stars. Congratulations. Good work. Now, let's go to the second activity. And to our learners, oh, we have in here Shin Tating 8 fingers for the put your finger down activity. Wow, congratulations. That's still 4 stars. Okay, now let's go to the next activity and it's called fact or bluff. And I believe that everyone is already familiar with this game. All right. What are we going to do? Learners, we will just have to analyze the statements, then identify if the statement is a fact, if it is true, if it is something that we can observe, and everything that we could say that it is supported with true information or evidences, and you try to answer bluff if the statement is erroneous, if it is not true, and if you think you cannot find supporting evidences for that one. Let's go, our dear learners. Number 1, critical reading requires distinguishing between facts or opinions. Okay. Now, according to here, critical reading daw, kailangan, when you are a critical reader and you do critical reading, you can identify now which information is factual, which information naman is opinionated. Is it a fact or bluff? Now, our dear learners, wow, you can write your answers on the comment section. We have from Edward de Golyo Ladit, fact. What about the others? Mhm. Required ba na i-try nating identify kung ano yung factor opinion?
Factor opinion.
Edward? Yes, Sir Jazz?
Yes, so meaning to say, this would be kung ano yung intindihan nila sa statement. Is it katotohanan ba ito? Or is it opinionated? Or is somewhat like, di ba totoo? So, between the
Yes.
two, fact or bluff. No?
Yes, Sir Jazz. And we have answers from Edward and Marcus Man. It's fact. Let's try to check now your answers, our dear learners. Once you see the star, that is the correct answer. Rents giver, it's still fact. Yes. All right,
Wow!
learners.
The more stars nila makuha tutor Zen, di ba? The
Yeah, that's
better
right, Sir
and the
Jess.
best.
The better and the
Galing
best.
talaga. Galing.
Ah,
Yes.
okay, congratulations, guys. You got number 1 correctly. Now, let's do number 2. It is a must that main arguments be supported by factual information. Kailangan yung mga assertions natin, yung claims, yung point natin in our text, it should be supported with facts. Is it a
Just like
fact
in a debate, tutor
or
Zen, di ba?
bluff? Sir
Oh,
Jazz?
just like in a debate, so
Mhm.
kinakailangan ba na meron tayong main argument na dapat makasupport talaga sa main information?
Yes, that's right, Sir Jess. Just like in debate, we cannot just settle on having you claiming na I support this, I support that. You must also present evidences. So should it be fact or bluff? And we have answer from Renz. Number 2 is fact. What do you think, our dear learners? What about the others? Mhm. Renz, try natin to check your answer. And for number two, it's yay, fact.
Yay! I got it also. Nakuha
Mm.
mo rin, Tutor Zen.
Yes, that's right, Sir Jess.
Congratulations to all the learners.
Yes, and Edward also got the correct answer, Sir Jess. It's fact. You already have 2 stars for the both of you. What about the others? Try nating ano yan. Number three. Mhm. Always take the author's own statement as true. Now, for number three, it highlights that we should always consider the author's idea as true, something that is factual. Is it fact or bluff? Do you agree with this statement? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Parang kung
Tama nga,
nagbabasa,
no?
Sir Jess.
Tama nga, oo. Kapag ikaw yung author, is it true ba? If you always
Mm,
take the citations, if you're writing a research or like
mm-mm.
having a debate,
Mm,
so masasabi ba itong totoo or walang katotohanan ito? Is it a fact or
mm.
a bluff? Di ba, Tutor Zen?
Yes, that's right, Sir Jess. Okay. Yes, Sir Jess, for number three, you're right, Sir Jess. When you try to make a dissertation, a thesis, um, you have to ask yourself, is the statement that I am writing in my composition or text true or not? Can I provide evidences for this? And for the part of the readers, you can also ask this in your minds if totoo ba tong claim ng author na to? Is it a fact? Or is it just an opinion of the writer? Now, we have answers from Edward, bluff. Larry Manensala, bluff. Sheen, bluff. And yes, wow, ang daming sumagot ng bluff.
Yes, tingnan na natin. What is the answer?
Tingnan natin yung answer, our dear learners. Wow,
Yay!
congratulations! You got it correctly for number three. It's a bluff. It's not always,
Okay,
the
very good.
searches, it's not always true. The statement of the author. That's why you have to check as a reader. Number
Yes,
four.
that's what I have said. They have to analyze, no, to interpret what the authors, no,
Yes,
have
Sir
this
Jess.
statement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that, Sir Jess. They have to check the statement if it is true and can be supported, or true and not opinionated. Number
Yeah.
four, academic reading needs concentration and comprehension. Okay, like for example, the research paper, or journals, or books. Okay.
Yes, nangangailangan ito konsentrasyon.
Mm-hmm. And comprehension, if it is concentration, you have to really pour your attention on the reading material. And if it's comprehension, it means it requires understanding and not just simply recognizing symbols that you can see in there. Now, for we have answer in here from Renz Calianta, fact. Mhm. And Mimi Umbak, fact pa rin. Edward, fact. Okay, our dear learners, let's try to check your answers for number four. Good job.
Yay! It's a fact, no?
It's
Kinakailangan talaga. When we are reading, no, especially dapat mag-concentrate tayo kung ano binabasa
Mhm.
natin, tsaka we will understand. Kasi kung
Yes.
walang understanding, walang comprehension, walang pagbabasa ang nangyayari. So, kinakailangan
Mhm.
talaga, maintindihan talaga nila. Tutor Zen, is it right?
Yes, precisely, Sir Jess. They really have to focus on it. They really have to apply their critical thinking skills when they are reading, not only for academic reading materials, but also in all materials. Okay. Number five, questioning both the text and our own reading of it is reading critically. It's like when you try to read a text, you ask questions. Did the author present his arguments? What are his or her arguments? may evidences ba na present si author? Or is it just an opinionated statement? And for your part also as a reader, you will try to ask, is my comprehension, or have I comprehended well the text that I am reading? Is my interpretation for this text correct? Parang ganyan. So, is it these activities? Is it an example of critical reading or not? So, is it a fact or bluff? That's for number 5. Sir Jess, kumusta ka dyan? Are you okay in there?
I am good. I'm here. Nasa labas ako, no? Para nagpahangin. Hindi, busy talaga sa loob and then kinakailangan ko lumabas para mas mas kuha ng ating session ngayon, no? Kasi it's
Mm-hmm.
enjoyable and it's having fun in here. So, ito.
Ah,
So, I'm okay here and I'm serving and just watching in the interaction between us
mm-hmm.
and the students. So, natututo talaga ang ating mga estudyante. Yung ating lahat ng mga viewers ngayon.
Yes, Sir Jess. And also, Sir Jess, we really appreciate you because no matter how busy you are still with us in this session, um, having fun while learning with us. So, salamat, Sir Jess,
Yes,
for
para
that.
talaga matulungan kasi para sa mga bata at para sa
Yes.
lahat, 'no, sa bayan ha. Para
Mm-hmm.
mas lalo pa nating maibigay yung quality education kahit
Education.
sobrang tayong
That's
busy, 'di ba, Tutors Zen? So I know you
yes,
are so
that's
also
right.
busy, no, in your school, but then again, we still have time, no, to have this kind
Mm-hmm.
of tutorial because this is for them and not for us.
Mm-hmm.
Physically, this is for them.
Yes, that's right, Sir Jess. It's for our learners. Para sa inyo to ha. Okay, so Renz, Mimi, and Edward, Sir Jess, they have given their answers for number 5 question, and their answer is fact. Okay, so let's try now, our dear learners, to check your answers for number 5. Yes, congratulations. It's a fact.
Congratulations! Masaya ako, Tutor Jan, kasi most of our learners, no, nakakuha ng mga stars. I do hope nakaipon na sila ng maraming stars.
Yes, sir. Kasi yan yung also one of the
Oh,
tasks
di
now
ba?
na yes, mag-ipon ng
Oh.
stars.
Mapifeel talaga ko
Oo.
yung, mapifeel ko talaga yung the enjoyment, no, in us because, di ba yung bata pa tayo, pagbigyan tayo ng teacher ng star, no, in
Stars.
kindergarten,
Mhm.
yung
That's right.
di
Ah,
ba? Yan
okay,
kasi
sir.
they appreciate, or the teachers appreciate, no, what you're
Mhm.
doing.
Yes, that's right, Sir Jess. It's like we are being grateful that we received those stars from our teachers, and it's like we are being recognized for our efforts. And
Yes,
to our
thank you.
yes, and to our participants, kindly write down in the comment section on how many stars you get, or what is your score in this activity. All right, kasi may surpresa tayong nag-aantay at the end of this.
Yes! Thank you so much, Rosette. Galing talaga.
Uh-huh. And we have from Renz 9 stars. Wow, congratulations, Renz. What
Ooh,
about the
ang dami
others?
na. Ang dami na,
Dami ng
Tutor
9
Zen.
stars. Yes. Have you collected the 5 stars for this
Ah,
activity? Aha,
sobra
yes.
pa.
Sobra pa. Now, let's go now to our discussion, Sir Jess. And when we talk about critical reading as reasoning, let us also try to understand more what this concept mean, or this concept means. Okay. Now, when we talk about critical reading, it is as a reader, you are engaging in analytic activity which involves the reader by asking questions about the text and the author's claim. Now, it is being said in here that this is an analytic activity because it requires for you to have or to apply analysis in the text that you are reading, particularly on the point that that the writer is trying to express in the text. All right. So you ask questions when you engage yourself in critical reading, and not just merely on pag nabasa mo tong paragraph to, okay, proceed. No, it's not. You try also to formulate questions in your mind. And when we talk also about critical reading, by the way, Edward, congratulations because you got 5 stars in the second
Wow!
activity. Same with Renz. What about the first activity, Edward? Ilang fingers yung na-put down natin dyan?
Yung iba din tutor Z, no, hindi pa makapag-reply. Pero I do hope, I know, no, marami din silang nakuha mga stars dyan, no? Ginagamit
Mm-mm.
nilang module. So, congratulations for having that kind of
Congratulations.
activity, no? And they have learned so much.
Yes, that's right, Sir Jess. And getting back to our discussion, we have in here, Sir Jess, for the critical reading, it involves evaluation, analysis, and interpretation of the assertion of the hidden meaning of the entire text. Like you have to evaluate, you have to weigh in, you have to judge what what the author tries to express or imply. So if the assertion is hidden, then that could be implied assertion. But if it is directly expressed, then that is explicitly expressed, or the assertion is explicitly expressed. And when we try to engage ourselves in critical reading, we also engage in these three activities. Like, analyze mo talaga kung anong ibig sabihin ng author na to. Like, I will be providing example later on, Sir Jess, for this one, para mas klaro. Now we have the last one. Critical reading is not meant to criticize, but to assess the validity of textual evidence. Now, we have this notion kasi na pag we try to evaluate, we try to judge a text, parang yung impression ng iba is, ayan na naman yung mga critics natin dyan. Okay, kasi yung usual practices natin kasi when we try to assess or when we try to evaluate, parang it's also um it also applies criticism, pero it should not be that way. It is meant not to criticize, but to assess lang natin kung true ba yung statement, kung factual ba, kung may mga evidences ba na makikita natin from various sources. Again, it's for good purpose and not for criticism, not for criticizing. That's for critical reading. And critical reading is a prerequisite for reasoning. Like, if we are not able to develop our critical reading skills, then we cannot formulate our good or sound reasoning. Anong ibig sabihin ng reasoning? Reasoning is the ability of your mind to think and understand things in a logical way to form a conclusion or judgment. It's like getting your justification or making your explanation regarding the text that you have read, but of course considering the relevance and the adequacy as well as the veracity of your statement in regards to the topic. Now we have in here, that's from Padilla, Melly, and etc. 2017. Now, reasoning also is the process of making judgments in reading, evaluating relevancy and adequacy of what is read. So, na-mention ko earlier, relevant, like necessary ba siya in the text that we are reading if we have this reasoning? Or adequate ba yung information na dinagdag natin or in-include natin in our explanation, in our reasoning? Okay, so it's this one. It conceptualizes or it completes the concept of reasoning. Like ang pag-evaluate natin sa adequacy and relevance of our reasoning from the text that we are reading. Parang ano siya, Sir Jess? Critical reading and reasoning are like um, kambal toko. Parang ano siya?
Oo, sige.
Yes, Sir Jess.
So meaning to say, it is kuano pareho sa same as the language and literature. So
Mm,
grammar, so magkakatugma talaga sila and kakadugtong yan
mm.
sila. So kambal-kambal din
Magkakadugtong.
talaga siya. And then halos talaga is magkakapareho lang din. Kasi we are trying to have this critical, from the word critical, and about to reason, we have this thinking skills, di ba? Diba? So based from
Mm.
the text, based from the statement, we can derive no answers, or we can derive creativity, we can derive our own reasoning out of the statement.
Yes, precisely, Sir Jazz. Thank you so much for that. Yes, additional to this is that our reasoning or critical reading rather is like a prerequisite to reasoning. Hindi siya pwedeng mawala para ma-achieve mo yung sound reasoning. Now, so much for that. We have in here our steps na pwede natin gamitin to achieve critical reading in a form of reasoning. The first one, our dear learners, is we have identifying assertion. Pag nagbabasa tayo, we should try now to identify the claim of the writer. Like, ano yung factual information, ano yung statement na binigay ni writer, and what do you think is that kind of statement or assertion? Is it opinionated? Is it a preference of the writer? Or is it just a factual information? Parang ganun siya. For example, may article na Why I Hate Facebook. Tapos sinabi niya doon na Facebook has a lot of disadvantages to the learners. Now, that could be the claim of the author. And you try now to identify if what is that? Is it an opinionated statement or is it a factual statement? Ganyan. That's the first step in critical reading as reasoning. Number two is formulating a counterclaim. Ano yung counterclaim? Counterclaims are made to rebut a previous claim. Pag sinabi nating rebut, parang china-challenge or it is like our response to the claim presented by the author in the text. Like ano yung idea mo na you can contradict or you can pwede ring support to the claim provided by the writer. And the last one is to determine the evidences. Evidence is the details given by the authors to support his or her claims. Edward, do not worry because you can replay the session for this afternoon in the time that you are convenient so that you can continue learning in this session. So it's okay, Edward, but you can also join afterwards kung you have a stronger signal na or stable signal. Okay. Balik tayo dun sa evidences. Now, it's not enough to just claim na I don't like Facebook or Facebook is harmful for our learners. It's not enough to say that. You must also try to include evidences. So, bakit mo nasabi yan? Anong source mo? Anong information mo na pwede natin gamitin to support your claim? Again, identifying assertions, formulating a counterclaim, and determining evidences. These are our steps for or to achieve critical reading. And we also have the questions in here that we can try to ask ourselves when we read. For example, you can say, pag nababasa ka, what is the author trying to say? Ano bang gusto sabihin ng author? What is the main argument being presented? Does the text use statements or evidences that support its conclusions? And do the evidences include reasons that justify your beliefs? All right. So these questions are in accordance to the steps that we have earlier. All right. So you can ask this while you are reading to yourself or to the text that you are reading. It's both sa text at in yourself. You ask those questions. Now, we also have the hedges. Like in the second step in the critical reading as reasoning, you must make a counterclaim against the claim presented by the author in the first part of the text. Now, sometimes, para hindi disrespectful yung dating ng iyong rebuttal or yung counterclaim mo to the author's claim, you can use these hedges. So what do these hedges mean? So these are words or phrases that give a courteous tone. You can use these words, dear learners, for you to be able to sound respectable to the writer, even though your idea is contradictory to the idea of the writer. Okay? So, ano yung mga examples ng hedges? We have the modals, frequency adverbs, or probability adverbs. So, I will not be reading all those. You can screenshot that one, our dear readers, learners rather, readers na ha, so that you can use this one when you formulate your counterclaims in your school activities, especially in writing
Makikita naman nila ito,
activities.
no, tutors din sa kanilang module. So, I do hope,
Yes,
no,
Sir
they're
Jess.
doing this because these are important, no, in the terms
Mm-hmm.
that are statements, they're in a courteous tone, no, by having
Mm.
this one, they different extensions from the modal
Yeah.
to the frequency adverbs and also probability adverbs.
Mhm. Yes, that's right, Sir Jess. Kasi we don't want to sound disrespectful dun sa writer. Kaya pwede natin gamitin tong statements na to as introductory words in our claims. Ayan. So that's for the hedges. Now, our dear learners, let's do the activity number 3. Now, what we are going to do is to read the excerpt from Manuel Alquezon's speech. Then, we try to apply critical reasoning on the text that we are reading. Ito yung statement or ano lang to, part of a statement given by former President Manuel Alquezon. Now, here we go. We have in here, Sir Jess, is it okay with you if you read that?
Yeah. It's okay. Okay, the Filipino of today is soft, easygoing. He has tendency towards paroxysm. He lacks earnestness. His sense of righteousness is often dulled with his desire for personal gain. He is never courageous. His greatest fear is not to do wrong, but of being caught doing wrong. He is inconstant. He lacks perseverance, and he easily admits defeat. The patriotism of the Filipino of today is in him, incapable of inspiring heroic deeds.
Mm-hmm. So these were taken from the speech of President Quezon, former President Quezon. And to our learners, what do you think is your feeling after reading the text? What do you think is the text? Is it for you negative or positive? For you, Sir Jess, what do you feel after reading?
Oh, what I'm feeling in the reading, no, it's somewhat like a we have this kind. So aside from our positive, no, in ano ito, being patriotic, no, andito din
Mm-hmm.
ang ating mga negative, no, just like parasitism,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Yes, that's right, Sir Jazz. Yeah, it's more like negative. It's President Quezon is like describing Filipinos as soft and easygoing. Parang ano ha, parang madali lang madala yung mga Filipinos, and he also even stated in here that yung patriotism ng mga Filipinos is just skin deep, meaning ang babaw lang,
and
incapable
then
of
dito din,
inspiring.
no, Sugar then
Mm,
lacks of perseverance, and he easily admits defeat.
yes, that's right, Sir Jess. Parang ano, parang in this part President Quezon is trying to present yung negative side of the Filipinos. And I agree with you, Renz. Yes, it's kind of negative. So you as a
Yeah.
reader, how would you react to this text? Now, oo, parang,
Pero
parang ganyan,
kadalasan
Sir
natin
Jess.
meron tayong mga positive sides, 'di ba? But according to
Ah,
this, pinapakita talaga yung ating mga
negative. Yes, Sir
negative side.
Jess. Yes. So, ganito yung ginagawa mo pag nag-engage ka in critical reading. So, first, you try to identify the author's claim, our dear participants. Okay? So, based from the text, we can infer in here that the claim of the author is that the Filipino of today, yung generation ngayon, is soft and easygoing. Parang ano lang, madali lang madala talaga dun sa mga mabababaw na mga activities, something like that. Parang mabababaw lang yung ginagawa ng mga Filipinos of today. Now, ito yung author's claim. F- Uh, if we try to, okay, according to Edward, it's both positive and negative. Why do you think is that, Edward? I would like to, I would like to hear from you. Why both?
Ay, both positive and negative.
Mm,
Okay.
okay,
Edward, no?
sige.
Akala
While
siguro,
Edward,
pwede naman siguro, no? Kasi sinasabi natin yun, ng mga Filipinos are patriotic, no?
mm-hmm,
Magkuhan talaga tayo magpaglaban para sa ating freedom. Just like in our history, di ba?
mm-mm. Oh,
Oo,
yes, sir.
pinaglaban natin ang
Oh,
ating freedom because of our
mm.
hero.
Kaya that's why, Sir Jess, in this activity we will try to contradict. We will try to respond to the statement or to the claim of former President Quezon. Yan yung gusto ko maano, Sir Jess. Okay, so habang nagta-type si Edward no ng his idea about ba't na sabi yung both positive and negative. So let's try to identify now the evidences that were um stated from the text na sumusuport sa statement ni President Quezon na ang Filipino of today is soft and easygoing. So marami. We have that he has tendency towards parasitism, lacks earnestness, righteousness. Madami yung mga na-mention namin ni Sir Jazz. Those could be evidences na ginamit ng writer. Alright? Parang hindi na siya activity masyado, Sir Jazz, no? Kasi we almost, no, we are almost time.
Yes. So,
Yes. Mhm.
assignment nila siguro yung iba, no? I
Oo, Sir
know
Jazz.
they
But we
they
will,
learn a lot, no? Oo, about
mm.
this, and they know about the reasons about defining evidences, attaching evidences. So that
Mhm.
part is very important, no?
Yes. Yes, Sir Jess. And the next activity of this will be, we will have that one on the next session. But is it okay, Sir Jess, if we're going to
Mm,
continue this
yes,
one? Okay,
okay.
para
Sure.
hindi siya maputol.
Oo.
All right. So, if you could say, if Renz would say negative and Edward would say positive and negative, ano yung statement nyo na you could use as rebuttal to the statement of former President Quezon? Dito na yung part na your counterclaim. Ano yung counterclaim mo? And then after your counterclaim, you find your reasons. Ba't mo nasabing, ba't mo nasabing ganyan in your counterclaim? And you also have your evidences. Okay, you look for information over the internet or books, magazines, newspapers that could support your counterclaim. So example na lang tong ipipresent ko. So, for example, you would say the Filipino of today is rigorous and persevere. Yan na yung ano mo, yung rebuttal mo dun kay President Quezon. Ano yung reasons mo? Ito siya. Filipinos are commended for their sacrifices, especially during pandemic. Kasi ito yung ano to, Filipino of today kasi yung describe ni President Quezon. They do not only express their love for the country but are also willing to put their lives at risk, especially for our fellow Filipinos who are working abroad. They do not just wave their flags in those countries, but they are also putting their lives for our flag. Now we have in here from Renz. Maybe I'm not Filipino because all of the adjective. Renz, ha? Bakit Renz? Ano ka ba? Are you Korean? No, I'm just kidding,
Okay.
Renz.
Sige. Literal.
Sige, so, yes, Sir Jess. And for the evidences, I have included in here some sources of the information, sources rather, which you can get information that could support your statement in the reasons. Like Filipinos are commended for their sacrifices. Oh, may ano ka ba? May ebidensya ka ba doon? Sige, we try to visit the first link, the second link, and so on. Okay. So when we try to formulate now, parang ano natin, i-synthesize na natin yung statement na magiging rebuttal na natin or counterclaim na natin, Sir Jess, to the President's statement, we can say that former President Quezon's statement about Filipino of today may be true to some but not to all. In fact, Filipino of today is rigorous and persevere. He is commended for his sacrifices, especially during the pandemic. He is acknowledged for the firmness of his ideals, particularly for the nation. He does not only waves his flag in a foreign country, but is also willing to risk his life for it. And then you insert now the evidences. And don't forget to cite your sources. And we are even using a hedge in here. The word may be true to some. Parang ano siya, parang para hindi tayo mag-sound disrespectful to our former president. So, Sir Jess, that's okay. So,
Okay. Thank you
that's
so
it
much. My
for this
friend.
activity.
Ayun, no,
And
intindihan talaga nila.
And to our dear learners, if you were able to understand our discussion in this part, automatically you will get the 5 stars.
Ah!
Congratulations.
Masaya
Yes,
yan.
and I know
Dami
that
na talaga nila.
Edward And I know that Edward is still formulating his ideas in his side. So we can,
Yeah.
Edward, we can feature your answer for the next session. And to
Okay.
our learners, we will have this activity for the next session.
Okay, as a
So,
review. No, to that.
yes, as a review. And 15 lang yung stars na pwede nating ma-achieve ngayon, Sir Jess. Um,
Yeah.
so sa lahat ng ating learners who were able to get 15 stars, write your scores or write the stars that you have collected in the activities that we have in here, and then we will determine if you are if you
One of
are
those.
one of those who will get the prize for this
Yeah.
session. You comment
Okay.
ha while we have not ended yet. And of course, this would be on the topic on critical reading as reasoning. So just your use higher order thinking skills. So I think Sir Jess, would you like to add more?
Yes, so thank you so much, no, to Roseanne, and I do hope, no, we will still learn a lot, no, about the remaining topics for the second quarter. And congratulations to Roseanne and to all the learners who are viewing right now and following
Mhm.
us, no, in the online tutorial of today's discussion with Roseanne and with Roseanne. Yes,
Yes,
to
that's
Roseanne,
right.
Roseanne.
Thank you so much also, Sir Jess, and congratulations to our learners who were able to be with us until the end of the session. And Renz, I think he got 14 stars. And Sir Jess, okay, we will be noting the names of this because at the end
Yeah.
of
So
all
by
our
next
sessions,
episode that we will have, we will
yes,
reveal and or
yes,
draw lots and somewhat like if there are many to get off.
mhm. We will give the prize for this students. So thank you so much, students, and I hope that you've learned a lot in this session. Let me just leave you with a saying that we are just travelers in the lane of love and learning. Down the road we will surely meet again. So thank you so much, and this is for reading and writing skills online tutorial. This is your tutor Zen, and I am with.
Tutor Jess! Thank
Okay.
you!
Thank you so much. And do not forget to stand by for the next session for speech class tutor DJ. Don't forget the evaluation form. God bless everyone.
Wawa!
Ang husay naman. Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag ETUlay Level Up. Huwag aalis ha, dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan. Dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!